Hello, this is Alex with A. Smith Carpentry, and today I'm going to show you on that first video how to read a tape measure. Now, on this particular tape measure down here, it has these small little itty-bitty numbers at the bottom. Now, these small numbers says 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch, 1/2 an inch, 5/8, 3/4, and 7/8. Now, this is a fairly inexpensive tape measure, which I would suggest not buying because they are basically crap. They don't work well for me in my experiences, and I would not suggest this because it has way too many numbers on here. There are the inches marks, the feet mark, and the 1'5" mark, 1'6" mark, 1'7" mark, and then you got all these little small numbers at the bottom as well. You have this 16 inches on center. That's good, very good for doing framing, such as for studs or floor joists. Now, most tape measures do have that, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's some that don't. Now, if you can't read well for tape measures, or you can't read the tape measure very well, I would suggest buying this, because if you're transferring numbers, it's easier to transfer numbers because you know exactly what it is. This I would suggest using if you're a do-it-yourselfer who has to do maybe like a room or two of baseboard and casing. But I would not suggest doing this for using this tape measure for a house or anything else besides that. Now, the one I prefer that's always in my tool belt is this long 20'5" one, which is a Fatmax by Stanley. As you can see, there are no small numbers at the bottom. Okay. You'll see that most contractors use these because there are not as many numbers, and they work very well. They're nice and sturdy. They can go up to 25 feet long, like I said, and they don't bend as easy. And when I say bend, I mean the longer you stretch it out, the more that the tape will bend and snap, and you don't really want that. It doesn't hurt the tape measure, but it gets very annoying when you're trying to measure the length of a wall. But anyway, you can see it has these small red numbers on the top. That's referring to 1 foot 1, 1 foot 2, 1 foot 3. So 15 inches equals 1 foot 3. And that's continuous throughout the tape measure. You also have the feet mark, and of course the inches, and the stud, or 16 inches on center for the studs. Like I said before, there are no little numbers, so it's easier to read. But if you really aren't good at understanding what these little marks are, then I would suggest buying one that does if you're transferring the numbers. This one right here, the bottom one, is very expensive. I think it was like $5. I don't even know who it's made from, but this is the Stanley Fatmax that I carry up in my tool belt all the time. And I would suggest using this tape measure for any project because it's clear and understanding. But if you're doing maybe like a room or two, I would suggest buying this one if you aren't good at reading the small little marks on the bottom. Okay, I'll see you next time.